So I'm just showing you here some of the tools that I picked up in 2021. Some tools and some other assorted items. Some knives, a lot of knives. So this is a set of leather punches, all different sizes. I picked all of these tools up here for $15 from one lady here on Facebook on the yard sale site. Here's a cutter. I think this is Osborne tool. I can't really read it yet, but it looks like Osborne as far as I can make out. And then all of these are leather punches. You can punch it and then the leather pops out here, so easy to clean out. And as you can see, these are kind of in rough shape, and I can sharpen those up and they'll be nice to use for some leather working projects I have coming up. And this is made by Forster Products. See if you can read that. And this tool is used, from what I can gather online, you cut the paper wad for a muzzleloader rifle or gun. So as you can see here, these are 3 brass Yale locks. But what I liked most about these, obviously made in USA. You see that right there. But you can see United States Forest Service. So all 3 of these were US Forest Service gate locks. Sometimes they have a road that they don't want people driving up or hunting or cutting wood, so they'll lock off that road. Or sometimes they don't want this road in use anymore, to protect wildlife and just to protect the land there. So yeah, these are pretty nice locks here. I don't have a key for them, but I don't know, they're collectible. You could see them on eBay there. So as you can see, this is a brass plum with what I do. But yeah, this is made in USA by Boston. I also never heard of that company. As you can see, this weighs 1 pound and 9.5 ounces, 726 grams. And so as you can see, I like utility knives, and I got these 4 items together one day, and they were, this cost me like $3. I think 2 of them were 50 cents a piece, and then the other 2 were $1. So let's start off with this. This is, the brand is Vessel, and I can't make out the number. It's 2000 and something, but it's made in Japan. And basically what it is an impact driver, I believe. I never used one before, but let's see. As you can see, you could pull that off right there, and you could set a socket on there. And I think I just got to clean it up a little because it doesn't really want to move too much, but that'll be a restore project in the future. And maybe this is metal here, so maybe you hammer on that and it'll turn what you're trying to turn. Maybe break a rusted bolt loose or something like that. So yeah, that'll be a nice little project. But for $1 I paid for this. That was a good deal. And let's see, this is just a Stanley 10099, just a USA made model. I just like these little knives. This one is pretty neat. It is a Powercraft 4180. Just a small vintage blade. Looks just like the 1099 but smaller. And this one was, $1.50. I don't remember. And sounds like there's some old blade in there. But that'll be a nice little cleanup project as well. And this knife here I got from my father, and my brother sent it to me. And this my dad pulled out of his toolbox. It was my grandfather's, his father's. So I don't know if I'll be refurbishing this at all, because I like the way it's pretty smooth. And just to think that this is something that, my grandfather used for however many years. He was an electrician in New York. So, this could have been his tool bags, and that's what he carried with him for years. So I think I'm just going to leave it as it is with the paint in there. And It's just, yeah. So here's a few newer items that I picked up that I'm using, you know, for work, more or less. This I can use at home for my projects, or I could throw it in my tool bag and bring it to work. It's pretty light. Just a small Irwin clamp. These things are great. The bigger ones are great if you're gonna put like a table together. You can get a big wide one and put glue in the middle and squeeze it. Yeah, those are pretty nice. Here's a Stanley Shortform for scraping sheetrock. I was working with some sheetrock recently and I kind of wish I had one, so I got this for $1.50. And you could replace these here. You just unscrew it and put a new one in. So for $1.50, and this already feels pretty sharp still, even though it looks rusted. It feels like it would be sharp enough to work on some sheetrock still. And this here, I got this on eBay. I was using a Stiletto 14-ounce titanium framing hammer, which was awesome, but I decided I just wanted to go with something different, give something else a try. And this is what I got. I got this for $1 on eBay plus like $12 shipping. And you can see it's basically brand new with the stickers. I've been using it for a few weeks now. I'm going to clean it up here, take all the stickers off, and just clean up the handle, get rid of some of this rust that's on here. But yeah, that's a pretty nice hammer. This was really sharp when I first got it. But as you can see, I've worn them down. Sorry, off camera a little bit. As you can see, I've worn them down. They're getting smooth, so which is what I like. I might actually grind this down to smooth, just for when you're hammering on, you know, when working on a project. You can see hammer divots here, but when you hammer with this, you'll see a waffle print. So I kind of want to get rid of that. Couple more hammers I picked up. You can see here is a Vaughan 999. And that's a 20-ounce hammer, made in USA. It's a little older. The wood in there, this will be a project, it'll be a video. That'll be a fun project to do, and this will be something that I'll actually use for my job, so I'm looking forward to fixing this up in the future here soon. And I picked up this big ball peen hammer, and that is a True Temper number 1224. You see by, well, let's get the scale. Let's see how much that one weighs. So as you can see, this comes in just under 2 pounds. I'd say the handle may weigh about 8 ounces, half a pound. So this is probably, you know, a 24-ounce hammer. And yeah, I guess that makes sense. If it's called a 1224, it's probably a 24-ounce. Alright, so here you can see all these knives that I picked up, and I get them all pretty cheap, which is nice, and they're all USA made. Most of them are high carbon. Well, not all USA made, let me say. This one I'm not really sure. This was just a cheap little knife I picked out to maybe do a little project. It's got a full tang. It looks like it's just stainless steel, but I'm thinking I can just make a little small carving knife out of it for carving some wood. And this here, you can see it's an Ontario Knife Co. Let me get that in focus. OKC, that's USA, Old Hickory. Yeah, these are some pretty sweet knives. You could, the good thing about these, I don't know, they're so cheap, and you can use them, you know, you can use them for a lot of different things. This you could see, Forgecraft, high carbon, and it's a little chipped here, but I'm going to grind that down and put a new edge on it, and that'll be a nice knife, a nice little cleaver there. Let's see how long it is. Oh, the blade edge is almost 7 inches long. Yeah, I got this one for $1. That was awesome. That was an awesome find. And let's see, I got these 3, and this knife here, these were, here, let's see, I got all these together. These knives together were 14 or 15 bucks. And these three are forged craft knives as well, high carbons. And you can see they look like they've barely been used, you know. They have some rust on them. That's one thing with high carbon, it will rust. So you might want to treat it when you're done cleaning it, you know. Don't just clean it with soapy water and put it away. You might want to put a little oil on there or something. You could put maybe some olive oil or something like that. Not too much because you don't want the olive oil to spoil. In any case, these were another great find because, like I said, they're pretty much perfect. And this one was pretty cool. That is a Echo Forge USA. And Echo makes some really nice kitchen utensils, you know, stainless steel. They used to make some like pretty nice kitchen equipment. I have some of their utensils that I use now. And this one I picked up for $1. There's no name on it or anything. It just was too cool to leave for $1. It's got some copper rivets in there, copper nails. They don't come all the way through. I'm not really sure how it's held on. Maybe they epoxied it. I'm not totally sure, but yeah, that's just a cool little knife for the collection. So while we're on the subject, I figured I'd show you guys something real quick. This was my knife, those new knives that I was just showing you. Let's get this out of the way here. And there is my collection of other high carbon steel knives that I have, mostly old hickories. Let's check out this one. That one is an old forge, high carbon. And this one is what does that one say? It's kind of hard to make out. High carbon, maybe Columbia cutlery. But yeah, I just kind of got all different models of them. That one's busted. You can see I got one for $3 right there. Yeah, every time I see these, you can get them for $1, $2, $3. Maybe $4 is the most I'd spend on one, because they're just a nice thing to have. And I don't know, maybe eventually work on them. You could see some people will mod these out, you know, cut them, make them smaller for camping and bushcraft and projects like that. Just look up old hickory mods. Type it in YouTube, you'll find a whole bunch of them. And so this one, I got this one new on Amazon. My older brother was telling me about, you know, these old hickory knives, and I said, I got to check that out. And I looked it up, and he had one first, actually, too, and I really liked the way it looked, and I had to get myself one. So I got one, and I don't know, in the future, I might mod this one up, you know, cut it down, because, I mean, this was new in the package, about $10, and, you know, it doesn't have the history that this one has. I mean, I probably won't mod that up. That just looks too cool to me, that patina on there. But this one, you know, since it was new in the package, I wouldn't mind cutting that one up. But yeah, that's what kind of got me into this, my older brother.